big shout out to Lakers World Order. Keep doing what y'all doing. Love watching y'all. Love talking to you. God bless you guys.
You are now listening to Angry Lakers Fan from Lakers World Order. Be sure to like and subscribe and definitely hit that notification bell.
Yes, sir.
All right, now I know we're close to the we're on the eve of the playoffs right now.
Yep.
So
yep.
There's no right or wrong answer.
Okay.
I won't get mad at you.
You're the angry Laker fan, so I know I know you can get mad in a heartbeat. So
now, what I did was it's a mini bracket. I usually do 32 things, but I compiled 16 former Lakers. One of them is a current Lakers. I put them all in a bracket. I put them all in a random matchup, and I'm gonna give you each matchup until there's one Laker left.
Okay.
And you will determine who's the greatest of all time out of that group.
Okay.
First matchup I have is George Mikan versus Michael Cooper.
Oh, wow. See, that's such a tough matchup for Coop because George Mikan was so damn big and tall. And it really all depends on it. If Mikan misses and Coop gets the ball, then Mikan might be in trouble trying to guard Coop too. But I'm going to have to go with Mikan just because of how dominant he was back in the day in the paint. So I'm going to go with George Mikan. Sorry, Coop.
Don't worry, I'll edit it out if you don't want him to get mad at you. All right, I have James Worthy versus Jamal Wilkes.
Ooh, that's another good one because Silk was smooth as can be. But Big Game James, man, he was so dominant when he wanted to be. So I'm going to have to go with Big Game James in that matchup.
Worthy clap.
Yep.
I love his pre and post game shows on Spectrum. He be very entertaining. He be very entertaining.
Fun to watch.
Oh yeah. We have Elgin Baylor versus Lamar Odom.
Oh. As good as Lamar was, see, I don't think people give Lamar enough credit how good he really was. And I think if he wanted to be a more dominant player, he could have been, but that's not in his makeup. But Elgin Baylor was the first original Dr. J type, flying through the air, hanging and doing all that stuff, and could score at will. So I'm going to have to go with Elgin Baylor in that matchup.
That's not a bad pick.
No,
not a bad pick.
No, Elgin was a bad boy.
Yeah, because like you said, as good as Lamar Odom was, I think as far as one-on-one, to me, I think Lamar Odom was more effective in team basketball.
Yes. And the way this game seems to be set up, nephew, this is a one-on-one type thing. You're playing one-on-one basketball. This is not team concept. So this is one-on-one basketball. So that's kind of how I'm basing it as well, too.
That's right. Hey, you can base it on however you want. This is your answers. I'll just make the bracket.
I'll base it my way.
Base it your way. Now, I'm surprised this matchup came along because I did not. Like I said, these are randomly matched, computer generated.
Okay.
You were around both. We have Kobe versus Magic.
Oh, that's the first round matchup? Ooh,
yes.
I was thinking that would be down to like the Final Four or something, man. Well, as great as Buck was, and that's what we call Magic. Buck Malone. He was more of a team player. Kobe, this is what he did. He's a one-on-one phenom. That's what that he do that in his sleep. So that matchup, I'm gonna have to go with Kobe Bryant.
I'm definitely not mad at that. I love both of these guys. Both of these guys are in my top 5, period.
Yeah.
So if you thought that matchup was tough.
Oh my God. I don't think they're getting easier. Well, I mean, they're getting any harder than that one, but okay.
All right, it might not be that tough. We got Kareem, El Capitan, the captain, versus LeBron James.
Oh God. Oh.
Sorry, Unc.
Well, you know, I remember back in the day, Kareem played Dr. J in a one-on-one contest and beat him.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember, you know, the one thing people don't understand about Cap is Cap was an athlete. Now he was very agile, could run, jump, could handle the ball for his size, great passer. But like you said, this is not a team game. This is an individual game right here. But I just can't go against my boy Cap. So I'm gonna go with the captain over LeBron James.
That's actually an answer I wanted you to say. But then again, it's your answers.
Right. You agree with that one. So you wanted me to say that. So you agree with that. Okay.
I agree because I personally still have Kareem as the GOAT.
Hey, nephew, we're on the same page. I do too.
Mm-hmm.
I still say, if you want to say, Michael Jordan, I ain't hating on that because I love MJ. But I got Kareem 1A and Michael 1B as the greatest players of all time.
Hey, fun fact, you dunked on Michael Jordan.
And one too.
Right.
Well, yeah. So yeah, I got MJ. He got me too, but I got him.
I like that. That's my favorite dunk by you, man. Tell you the truth.
Thank you.
We have, speaking of dunking, we have Shaq versus AC Green.
Well, being that AC wasn't a great shooter, I mean, he could knock down some shots, but he wasn't a great shooter. And Shaq was damn near 7'1", 300 pounds, and could just bully you at any time he wanted to. I would have to go with Shaq on that matchup.
Ooh, I can already see round 2 gonna be like tough.
Man, I'm already shaking my head, scratching it. Really, I'm like, oh my God, this is gonna be crazy.
All right, this one I want you to try to take your biasness out of it.
I'll try.
We have Wilt Chamberlain versus Byron Scott.
Man, that's a tough one because I would be 3-3 on Wilt's ass. But then again, he got 7-8 inches on me, and he gonna just bag me down. And that dude is so big and strong. I'm gonna have to go with Wilt Chamberlain in that match. I figure if I miss, I'm dead meat. If the game was 10, I got to hit 5 or 6 straight or something. But yeah, Wilt, he was just too big and too strong. Yeah,
he was. I'm too young to actually see him, what he did, but I have seen highlights and heard a lot of stories. And I understand why, there is people, in the older generation that have him as the GOAT. He still has a lot of records that ain't been broken to this day. So
yeah. No, he was definitely one of a kind back in his day. I mean, and the reason I still go with Kareem is because I got a chance. I'm old enough to have that chance that I saw those guys play against each other. Mm-hmm. And Will couldn't do nothing with that sky hook. And Kareem was long enough and tall enough where he could guard Will, but Will, there was nothing he could do with Kareem. So I mean, I got a chance to witness that for about 3 or 4 years. And Cap Cap dominated. He just dominated it, which from that day on, I was like, shh, that ain't nobody as good as this dude. And then I got a chance to play with him. I'm like, oh yeah, he's the greatest.
Well, yeah, I'm about to play with Kareem, give me 3 rings and call it a career.
Man, cut that right now. I'm good. He was the best of all time.
That's right, man. Shout out to Kareem. Shout out to the captain.
Absolutely.
Last matchup of the first round, we have Jerry West versus Gail Goodrich.
Backcourt mates, one of the best backcourts in not only Laker history but the NBA history with those two guys back there. Even though I think me and Magic was just as good, but that's another story. But I'm gonna go with Jerry West because Mr. Clutch, he could get it done. And again, on both ends, he was a hell of a defensive player as well. So I'm going with the logo, Jerry West.
The logo. It's crazy they haven't changed the logo yet. They've been talking about it.
Yeah.
But I really don't think they're gonna change it. They would have by now.
Yeah, I don't think so either. And you know what? The logo, I mean, it's funny because everybody that knows him really well, that's what we call him. Mm-hmm. Nobody calls him Jerry. Nobody, Mr. When we see him or whatever, it's logo. What's up, logo? And that's a sign of respect, out of what he was able to do in the NBA back in the day as well. So I don't think the logo is going to change. That's going to be there for a lifetime. We're gonna be long gone, and that's still going to be there. But I know they talked about changing to KB, which I thought would have been great, but I just didn't think it would happen.
Yeah, it would have happened. Shout out to the logo. We're gonna go to the second round. May get tougher for you, Uncle B. We have George Mikan versus James Worthy.
Now, see, that's a better matchup. Now, I'm gonna go with James Worthy. James was just too quick, I think, for Big George. Mm-hmm. And James was big enough and tall enough where he could hold his own down there in the paint against George back in those days. So, and James, like I said, he would have to Michael would have to come out a little bit past that 15-foot line, and then if he did that, Clever going by him and dunking it every time. So, yeah, James Worthy wins that matchup.
I would have picked James Worthy too. Shout out to Big Game James. He was a very athletic.
Yes, sir.
We have Elgin Baylor versus Kobe Dean Bryant.
Ooh-wee. That might be the matchup of the year right there. I mean, talking about the first ever Dr. J, and then the second coming of MJ, basically. Mm-hmm. You talk about Kobe, but I think Kobe just had way too much. He could shoot it from deep. Either way, he can go left, right. He had just too much game. So I'm gonna go with KB beating Elgin Baylor in that matchup.
I'm sure it'd be a great matchup if they were both here. Rest in peace to both.
Yeah, that would be a one that I would pay to see back in the day. Pay to see that.
Yeah, I'm sure Kobe be ready for that matchup.
And you look at the interview with Kobe talk about one-on-one. He said, "Man, that's what I do." And he's right. He don't. And to this day, God bless his soul. But if he was here, he would tell you there's nobody on this earth, past or present, that could beat him one-on-one. That's how he felt. And he felt the only one that could give him trouble would be Michael Jordan. He really felt that was his game. One-on-one was something that he was born to do. So, shout out to the late, great Kobe Bryant, no doubt.
Yeah, shout out to late, great Kobe Bryant and the late, great Elgin Baylor.
Yeah, that's right.
Now we have a tougher one. This might be one of the toughest matchups I'm going to ask you. We have Kareem Abdul-Jabbar versus Shaq.
Woo, yeah, that would be a tough one. Just remembering what Shaq would always say. He said, "You know what? He might get 20, but I'll get 30." Yeah, that was kind of the way he looked at it. I'm not gonna really have to defend you because I'm gonna just score and blah blah blah. But the captain, again, the thing about the captain, he's a lot stronger than people thought he was, and he had a killer instinct that not a whole lot of guys had. Mm-hmm. And I think just out of respect, Shaq would have showed him so much respect that he would have forgot to play the game. So I think Cap would beat him with them childhoods all day. So I'm gonna go with the captain. I can't leave him off as I've already talked about. He's the greatest of all time. I can't say he's gonna lose to Shaq in this game right here. He's got to go on a little farther than that.
Right. And as much of a Shaq fan as I was, I would definitely agree with you on that.
And I love Shaq too. That's my dude. He's good people. He's real good people.
Real good people. We have Wilt Chamberlain versus Jerry West.
Ooh, two teammates right there. Man, that's another. So everybody gonna think I'm paying homage to all the big guys because I'm taking all those damn guards out of them. Man, Jerry couldn't deal with Big Wilt down there in that post. It's just no way, And I got to go with Chamberlain. I got to go with logo. I'm sorry, but I got to go with. I got to go with.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. Hey, there's your picks.
Like you said, I can't lose either way. I gotta go with
no judgment. No judgment from me, I should say. None.
All right,
None.
That's all I care about. The rest of them people who judge it afterwards, that's all right. It's all good.
Right. I got your back. I got your back.
Yes, sir.
But we are in the final four, and we should be able to get through it. We at the 39-minute mark.
Yep.
We have James Worthy versus Kobe Bryant.
Like I said, I love Big Game James, but Kobe Bryant, that's what he do. And again, Kobe's going to be able I don't think he can guard James, but he's going to get that effort where he's going to make it hard on James. And then if you turn that around, I don't think James could guard Kobe at all. With a defensive player, James was, I don't think he could guard Kobe at all. So I got to get an edge to Kobe in that matchup.
Do you think James Worthy will agree with that statement?
I think so. I think so, because James knows that Kobe is a one-on-one. That's what he do. That he's a one-on-one master. So, and James was a team player, no doubt about that. That's how he plays. That's the fabric of growing up and playing in North Carolina. They learned to play team basketball, not this one-on-one stuff. So I think Big Game would agree with that.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, like I said, I would have picked that same answer you did.
Kobe hard to beat, man. And that one-on-one stuff, Kobe hard to beat.
Right. All right. We have, I think we talked about this earlier. We have Kareem versus Wilt.
Yeah. And nephew, I told you my take on it when I saw him, up close and personal for 3-4 years, when they was playing against each other, when Kareem was in Milwaukee and, Big Wilt was with the Lakers, and also Kareem and that Milwaukee Bucks. They also stopped the Lakers' 33-game winning streak in Milwaukee when the Lakers had the longest winning streak in NBA history. Well, it was halted in Milwaukee by the captain. And so I'm still going with the captain in this matchup. The Cap will move on to the next round.
And the next round is the final round. We have Kareem Abdul-Jabbar versus Kobe Bryant.
Yeah. Now again, we're going back to what these guys do, and this is what KB is. I don't know if you knew this, nephew, but I used to call Kobe Showboat his rookie year when he was 17 years old. That was his nickname I gave him, Showboat.
I heard about that.
Yeah, I don't know if the captain could hang with Showboat in this matchup. This dude, he's something special. So you talking about maybe the greatest Lakers of all time, and when you talking about from a one-on-one standpoint, the winner is, to me, Kobe Bryant.
And you heard that. The Laker legend, Byron Scott himself, Kobe Bryant is the greatest Laker of all time. How did you feel about that bracket?
The bracket was interesting, man. It was pretty cool. It had some matchups in there that really made you have to think. Computerized didn't put the bigs against the bigs. That's why they just mixed it all up. And I thought that was very interesting. And a lot of those matchups could have get, like you said, it's my objective opinion. But I think a lot of the answers I had, you can look at the other one and say, he could, very well, like you said with Shaq, very well beat, Kareem, in a one-on-one matchup like that. So I think it was fun when you put those type of challenges out there and you put those type of scenarios. It makes people think about it. And if you think about it in the basketball terminology, it gets your wheels turning. But it was I like that. It was pretty fun to do that.